The next Xbox will not be a hybrid handheld. What does that mean? That means it's like the Nintendo Switch. A hybrid is the Nintendo Switch is the console. You can dock it, play it on your TV, pick it up, take it with you. The portability, the handheld is the console itself. Xbox handheld will not be hybrid. This is a prediction from Jez Gordon, and I agree with him. I think he's absolutely right. Whenever I've thought of Xbox as having a handheld this next generation, we know Phil Spencer's talked about a wish list of what he'd like to see with a handheld. I've always thought of it in these terms, that it's going to be in addition to, similar to what Sony has done with the PlayStation Portal, although the PlayStation Portal is just a streaming device. I think it's smart. I think it's needed. I think it's the future of having an option for players to take your console, your system on the road with you. And so it makes complete sense that it's a handheld. I don't think it's going to be a hybrid at all. I've never thought that. I think it will be in addition to, I think it'll be equivalent probably to like a Series X, a lot of people are saying. But even if it's not to a Series, or not a Series X, sorry, a Series S, but even if it's not to the power of a Series S, even if it's just the power of, for instance, Project Scorpio, right? The Xbox, the Xbox One X. That's good, dude. That's great in a handheld. Are you kidding me? I would love that. With decent battery life, yes, let's get it. But a lot of people are saying, a lot of tech people smarter than I am, more technical than I am, saying that, no, a Series S is doable on a handheld. That makes complete sense. And then we'll get a ballsy console to complement that I'm very excited about. I think this is absolutely correct. Let's go over this news story. Before we do, don't forget that like button, subscribe to this channel. My name is X1 the Gamer. We cover stuff like this all the time right here. Also, come join the Discord. We will pin the Discord. It's in the comments. It's in the description, rather, but we'll also pin it in the comments. Come join the X1 fam if you like discussions like this, if you like a solid community. We're building something special over there. Xbox won't be hybrid, says Gordon. Oh, this is the second news story in a day where we're mentioning Jez Gordon. Well done, newsmaker. Handheld will be an add-on, predicts end of paywalled multiplayer. I actually think he's right here. He actually mentioned this in his article yesterday over on Windows Central when he was talking about the need for a keyboard. We covered that news story. Go check it out in my videos over there. But I agree with him here. The fact is, Xbox and PlayStation, all consoles are moving closer to a PC, not further away from a PC. They're moving closer to it, and it makes sense, and you can see why they're doing it. Let's read this article. This is WCCFtech.com. The next generation Xbox console has already been featured prominently in several rumors. Over the past year, two leakers have suggested that Microsoft's upcoming console would launch in late 2026, getting ahead of Sony's PlayStation 6 in a repeat of the strategy that turned out to be successful for the Xbox 360. And if it worked for the 360, I think it could work this time. I think it's smart to get ahead of it, to release ahead of it. I think that makes complete sense. I mean, I think there's especially if you know you've got the tech to beat. And now you've got the library to beat with, for instance, the acquisition of Bethesda and Activision Blizzard and all the games that are coming, and we're starting to that snowball's starting to roll down the mountain here really quick. Microsoft is also reportedly busy with the development of an Xbox handheld. Several prototypes are believed to be in the works, although their release is not imminent. I think it is imminent. That led some Xbox fans to speculate the console might be a hybrid like Nintendo Switch and likely the Switch 2. However, in the latest episode of the Xbox 2 podcast, Windows Central's Jez Gordon said that won't be the case. There will be a proper home console instead, with the handheld as an add-on. Interestingly, Gordon also predicted that Microsoft would finally remove paywalled multiplayer, but only for the Xbox. Only for the next Xbox as an additional incentive to upgrade from the Series SX. Here's his quote. I'll tell you now, there's going to be a separate handheld and there's going to be an Xbox Series X successor. It's going to be two different things. They're not just going to try and go all in on handheld only. They're going to do a more traditional console for the Series X people and then a handheld. I'm predicting a Series X successor, a handheld, and the end of the paywall for premium multiplayer games. That's my prediction. I think he's correct there as well. It doesn't make sense. It made sense in the Xbox 360 days when you were really leading the way to have a paywall behind your Xbox Live on consoles. It was new. It needed security. It was the best multiplayer console experience on the planet. And it was that because it was behind a paywall and it was needed then. In the age where PC dominates and mobile games dominate and there's no additional paywall to play multiplayer, it's archaic to pay for multiplayer ability and access to multiplayer on consoles. It's not only archaic, it's a disincentive. Think about it. If you are, for instance, a parent and you want your child to play Fortnite and you buy a console and then you learn, wait a minute, I have to pay for this multiplayer experience, a monthly sub? That doesn't make any sense, especially when you could just have a PC that does that, especially if you're a parent that is used to playing mobile games, for instance, or playing on the PC. It's archaic. The internet is it's too everyday. It made sense in the early 2000s, in the mid 2000s. I would say it stopped making sense probably around the 2016 mark. Doesn't make sense anymore. It definitely doesn't make sense in 2024. We're like a decade now where it no longer makes sense. And I'm a console guy, and I'm gladly paying it so that I have access to multiplayer. But I'm the first one to admit it's archaic, and it doesn't make any sense. The PC Master Race peons, the NPCs of the PC Master Race guys, they're right on this point. It doesn't make any sense to have that paywall on console anymore. 0 cents. And so I think that's going to go away. I do think that, well, two things. Number one, maybe the reason I've always thought of the Xbox handheld as a separate additional option is, number one, because I do have the PS Portal. In fact, where is it? Where's my PS Portal? I don't even know where my PS Portal is, everybody. Oh, it's upstairs. It's upstairs in my bedroom because it's a great place to play it so that I can be mobile. Hello. But because I have one of those and because I want a mobile option, I don't think I've ever thought of, it's never crossed my mind that it's going to be hybrid. I think it would be stupider for them to be hybrid. It's too risky for it to be hybrid. PlayStation has never created a hybrid. PlayStation has tried to jump into the handheld game before and has gone out and is probably going to jump in again. And Nintendo dominates that space. Let's just be honest. That is the space that Nintendo has always owned and will continue to own, and I believe will own going forward. But having it as an option opens up your subscription service to more people. Having it as an option is much less risky, and there's only upside there when you're selling subscriptions. And then you have a powerful console to complement it. Oh, and then, by the way, you can play Game Pass anywhere. I think it's smart. I think that's the move. I think that's the route they're going to go. Now, what about price point on a handheld? What would you pay? So right now, the Series S is $199. Can they get a handheld at that price point? Because the ROG Ally is $499, I think, for the cheapest one. It might be $399 for the cheapest one, but that's a big price difference. And I'm not sure if it's in addition to a hardcore console. Do people get that? I don't know. I think the reason the Nintendo Switch is so popular is its price point. What is the current price point of the Nintendo Switch right now? Let's look it up. Nintendo Switch. $268. So like that $249.99. So the $249 mark. That's where you want to be. At $249, that makes sense. You got to match the Nintendo Switch. You have to match that price point. They know what they're doing. They have already done all the market research. They know what people are willing to pay for a mobile gaming platform, and that's the price point. I don't have an ROG Ally because of the price point. It's too high. I don't have a Steam Deck because of that price point. It's too high. I do have a Nintendo Switch. In fact, I have 2 Nintendo Switches, which would equal the price of a Steam Deck. But do you see the psychology there in that? That price point is really important. So I think $249. The question is, can they do a Series S at $249 mobile? Maybe. If anyone can, Microsoft can. I mean, they have the money, clearly. They have the pockets to do it. Xbox can do it. It's something that you lose money on, but it's a long-term investment there to sell the software, to sell that subscription service. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do. I would love to know what you guys think. Do you think that, number one, Jez Gordon is correct here? And by extension, that I'm correct? Do you think that a handheld is coming? Do you think that it's going to, what price point? So first of all, would you be interested in a handheld? If so, what price point would you like to see or would you pick up this optional handheld? Do you think it's going to be hybrid? I don't think there's any chance it's hybrid. It doesn't make sense. And it's too risky for it to be hybrid, and there's too much competition, and there's huge barrier to entry there. You don't have a foothold in that market space. You keep your traditional console. You have mobile as an option. That makes the most sense. I think it's going to happen. I think $249 has to be that price point, or whatever the Nintendo Switch is. You've got to match the Nintendo Switch. And I do think the paywall is going away 100%. It's archaic at this point. Am I wrong there? Is it not archaic? Maybe you think that we still need to be paying to play multiplayer games. I doubt anyone thinks that, but if you do, let me know. Let me know in the comments below. Again, if you like this video, please hit that like button, subscribe to this channel, join us over on Discord. I love hanging out with you guys. Have a great rest of your day. Go have fun, play some Xbox, and I'll see you guys next time.